This is Herbert Langer. Langer was a lawyer who went through a career in the Gestapo to become the person who made the first static gas chamber in occupied Poland, and then used homicidal gas vans to kill people in care homes in the Reichskommissariat and East Prussia. He became the first commandant of Kulmhof, Helmen nad Nerem, the first death camp, which was set up in December 1941. I did a 5-part series on his crimes in 2024, and there are links to them below. This week, there have been 3 comments in the comments section saying that he was at the Wannsee Conference. He wasn't. However, those making this mistake can be forgiven because Rudolf Lange was at the Wannsee Conference and their CVs are really quite similar. Rudolf Lange also got a job with the Gestapo on leaving university, where he studied law with a dissertation on employment law. He worked initially at the Gestapo office here in Halle, then he went to the Gestapo in Berlin, then back to Halle, and after the annexation of Austria he was posted to the Gestapo headquarters in Vienna as head of Department 2B until June 1938. So it was probably in Vienna where he met Walter Stahlecker for the first time. He later became his superior in Riga, and it was Walter Stahlecker who one might assume should have been invited to the Wannsee Conference. In Vienna, he also met Adolf Eichmann, and Lange assisted Eichmann in coordinating the plundering, the humiliation, forced emigration of the Jewish population. From Vienna, Lange found his way to the Gestapo offices in Stuttgart, Weimar, Erfurt, Kassel, and then back to Berlin in 1940. Reinhard Heydrich appointed him to Einsatzgruppe A with the objective of murdering the Jewish population of the Baltic states. Here, Lange temporarily led Einsatzkommando 2, which murdered around 60,000 people in Latvia in the second half of 1941. This includes the mass shootings of the Rumbula massacre on the outskirts of Riga. On the 19th of January 1942, a transport of Jewish people from Germany and Czechoslovakia arrived from Theresienstadt. He had 70 to 80 young men taken out and selected for slave labour. Over 900 of the remaining Jews were murdered. Then, on the very same day, he flew to Berlin as Stahlecker's representative to attend the following day the Wannsee Conference. After his return, he led a mass shooting of arriving Berliners on the 30th of January 1942 and then of Viennese Jews on the 31st of January 1942. Heydrich sent the invitation to Lange and not to Walter Stahlecker. I can't say why this was because Stahlecker and Heydrich were friends. The usual reason given is that Lange had more first-hand experience of murder, but I find that hard to believe given that Walter Stahlecker was responsible for nearly 250,000 murders in the second half of 1941 and produced this now infamous illustration to his report of January 1942. The coffins show the amount of people he was responsible for murdering. It could be that Lange was considered to have more experience of hands-on murdering German Jews in Riga, which, according to the Wannsee Protocol, occupied a large part of the discussion. Lange was not the only representative at the conference. Karl Eberhard Schönegard was also there as a representative. Lange continued to murder people in the Baltic states. In late 1944, he was assigned to cover up his murders and headed 3 mobile commandos in Latvia as part of Sonderaktion 1005, of which I've done a video and for which there is a link below. Here he had to oversee the job of digging up the corpses of those he'd had murdered and have them burned. In January 1945, he was appointed to lead the security police in SD in the Vartagau. Here he was wounded in the Battle for Poznan the following month and committed suicide to avoid capture on the 23rd of February 1945. I've planned now for some time, at least 2 years, on doing a video on all the attendees of the Wannsee Conference. I've done this one now somewhat quickly in order to respond to the confusion between the 2 Langers, who may have known each other from a distance, but they certainly weren't relatives. I will, of course, eventually get around to doing this video, but it does take time, and of course I've got a normal job as well to do. If you're interested, though, I do upload on a regular basis, and every Tuesday and Friday I upload at 2000 hours my time. I'm based in Poland and Germany, and have done a lot of videos on the Holocaust. So for the moment, you might want to have a look at my video on the Wannsee Conference. And you might also want to subscribe to know when I'm uploading. For the moment, thanks for watching, and bye for now.